You know what's going on here, or what's going on?
We lost?
You have no idea.
Tommy hates me. No, okay, so he's thinking that I'm guessing, you know? It's called,
oh.
No. It's called, I don't know what it's called. Probable cause? I think that's...
What?
I don't know what that means, but either way, we're going in.
Not even close.
In today's video, we are installing an air oil separator on Tommy's STI, aka Tommy's stressed out. It's gonna be fantastic. It is slightly confusing. The first time I did it, I was very lost in the sauce. This is now, I think, the third or the fourth time I've installed one, so it's pretty easy at this point. Tommy's is slightly different because he has new gen STI stuff, which is going to be engine harness, which is a single instead of a dual, like mine. So it's a little bit harder to make things fit over in this area. As you can see, Tommy's kind of struggling over there, but it's going to be fine. We're almost there. I'll show you when we're almost done. It looks like we got some freaking hot links on the Barbie with some freaking tinfoil. Jeez. What did I say earlier? What did I say earlier? It was super funny.
JP Morgan.
Oh wow, that's awkward. I literally, I'm gonna cut that out. Absolutely. Anyway,
She definitely watches the vlog.
Was it not that? Was it? Not
it was that, but
I
I literally forgot it was that
okay.
until we realized we do bank with JP Morgan over that. So you know, that's getting weirder. It's getting weirder. Number one, you're missing an AC knob. So what happened here, Tommy?
Interesting.
That little like turquoise one. Don't know where it went. But either way, we're still here. We're going in. The air oil separator is almost separating air and oil. You know, it's almost ready to go. So we have all the lines pretty much hooked up. Valve cover from this one's hooked up. Valve cover from that one's hooked up. Tommy's throwing on some zip ties that were supplied by COBB. What's interesting is do you know when this COBB one came out? Like,
I think it's the newest.
It's the newest,
but
right?
it's like partnered from IAG because it's an IAG AOS.
Yeah.
But then COBB said, "Hey, we're gonna throw on some heat."
They literally
things.
They supply you with this stuff.
Supposedly, there's like better coolant flow or oil flow in the air oil separator. Or there's something like that was different about it.
It really does look almost exactly like the IAG one, minus like they provide you with some nice little heat wrap and stuff. So it's looking pretty good. We're almost good to go. Once everything's connected, we'll give you a little walk around of how to actually connect all of it. It's pretty. It's not bad, right?
I don't think. I mean, it's gonna look a lot better once all these hoses are hidden.
Yeah,
in the intercooler. Definitely
be hidden by the intercooler stuff, but either way, looking pretty good. Whoop! Well, we had a concert from Tommy. Either way, we're about to go in. We're about to lose some coolant. We're gonna tap in because we actually Y in to supply coolant to the air oil separator itself, and we use the coolant tube from the turbo. So we're just gonna tap into here. We're gonna get rid of this hose. Tap on the top, tap on the bottom, and we'll be ready to go. That tool is definitely saving our life. Thing's great.
Might need one of those.
I have one. I forgot to bring it.
Oh.
But
Didn't know you were gonna deal with so much hose today.
that was funny. That was funny. Round of applause. Round of applause. Thank you very much. It's gonna spray everywhere.
Is it actually?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna like dribble out. It's mainly the bottom one. You have new clamps, Tommy. The black ones.
Oh. Okay. Dang, these things are freaking.
Those are really beefy. Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, no, they're really beefy and they're really hard to use and they will fly, so if it hits me, I'll hurt you. Over and out. Alright, boys, this STI it's not doing us right, you know? It's definitely not doing us right. It is pissing all of us off. We are attempting to get on this intercooler, but if you guys know anything about the AOS, you guys saw that we have a lot of hoses going underneath it, which is kind of impeding us from putting on the last couplers for the turbo. It's very, very difficult. We're trying to get our last little coupler tightened up down here, but it's really, really hard. We're getting some good lighting so we can actually see what the hell's going on. Once we actually get this thing tightened up, we'll be good to go. And then we gotta do a little bleed of the coolant system, and then we'll be ready. Am I live? Well, we're gonna hope that everything came together, and we're not bleeding coolant because you do lose a little bit of coolant when you tap in to the little Y section for the turbo coolant section. Does that make sense? Either way, you know, there's coolant running through the AOS, so this is where we're at. It's going pretty good. Sending it. Car is back together. Test drive is about to go down. It bled pretty good. The thermostat honestly just didn't want to open, but you know. Tommy also has, it's called what, cylinder 4 mod or something? Cylinder
mod, I guess.
Cylinder 4 cooling mod, and it keeps the temps like super low, so it's really hard for this thing to actually cycle through. But we had no bubbles. It looked really good. We topped it off, so we're gonna hope that everything is good to go. Obviously keeping our eye out on everything, making sure there's no leaks anywhere, making sure the car runs good. So we're gonna go ahead, go for a little test drive and see what it's like. Full send. Getting chauffeured. All right, let's see how many check engine lights come on. Yeah. Oh, dude.
Got one so far.
Oh shit.
I swear to God, you stupid bitch.
I caught you singing that TikTok song. Everyone got you. I'm just
Follow me
saying.
on TikTok.
Whoa.
Yes. Oh, we have a leak.
For sure.
After the queue.
So, looks like we actually have a leak, unfortunately, but we kind of knew that getting into this because the hose was very difficult to get on. It's the little elbow piece that goes onto the turbo and goes to intercooler. So, with that being said, Tommy said that he might look into getting a new one instead of kind of tightening this guy down because it had a little rip in it and we kind of assumed it might be leaking. So, I think Tommy's maybe going to tighten it again, or you're just going to order a new one.
I think I'm just gonna order a new one. I don't really drive this car that much anymore, so
Yeah.
I can wait for a new elbow to come in
Yeah.
and then just replace it.
I feel it. Just need a new coupler, but overall, I mean, coolant temps are staying good, right?
Coolant temps are solid. I mean, we're kind of not really moving very much, but it's only
Yeah.
at 194. It hasn't gone higher.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall pretty good. Small leak. I mean, the car can obviously drive, but you can just hear it. Like, there's no check engine light or anything, but you could definitely hear a pretty significant little, like, whine, which only means one thing. So, over and out. There he is. There he is. So, unfortunately, Tommy could not come out with the boys to get some burritos right now, so that's what we decided to do. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I don't think you guys have any desire to watch me eat a burrito, but you know, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out.